Welcome to this week's episode of Cooking with Connie. This week we're going to be making chaffles, and for those of you who don't know what chaffles are, it's a combination of egg and cheese made into, and we're using our little mini waffle thing to make a waffle, but it's not like you could use it as a breakfast thing if you wanted to, depending on what recipe you put in here, but we're going to be using it to do like a savory type thing. So we're going to be using some everything bagel seasoning, and this would be something that you could easily use as a side instead of garlic bread for your spaghetti dinner or your lasagna or whatever, if you're trying to cut those carbs back. And you could use zucchini in place of the noodles, and then you have a low carb Italian meal. So we're going to start with the chaffles. We're going to start with 2 eggs. So I guess the rule of thumb, as I was studying up on chaffles, is that for every egg, you use a half a cup of cheese, and you can use any kind of cheese you want. I'm going to use mozzarella, and the reason I'm going to use mozzarella is because it doesn't have a strong flavor, so it'll allow us to pick up the flavors we want from some of the other ingredients that we're putting in there. So I've got my waffle maker on over here, and the lights went off, so that means that once we get this mixed up, it's going to be ready to go. So I've got a cup of mozzarella cheese with 2 eggs, and I'm just going to whip that up there. Now some people complain that it's too eggy. So what we're going to do, again, I've been studying the art of chaffle making, is that we're going to add a little bit of almond flour to it, which will help with some of that eggy taste. So we're going to use 1/4 of a cup of almond flour in this. And then I'm going to also put just a little bit of baking powder, which will make them just a little bit lighter. So I'm going to use 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And then we are going to use the everything bagel seasoning. We're going to use a teaspoon of that, which if you don't know that, it's got a lot of different things in it. So that's going to kind of give us our savory flavor for these. So we're going to mix all that together. And this would be something that, you know, if you're wanting to make up buns for your hamburgers or something like that, you could easily do a chaffle bun. Like I said, you can do a lot with the chaffles. You can put some cocoa in it and some sweetener in it, and then you end up with some like dessert chaffles, put some whipped topping in the middle, and you have like a chaffle sandwich. All right, so I'm going to open this up. We're going to spray our waffle maker, and then we're going to put our batter in here nice and sizzly. The big thing is we don't want to overfill it, so we kind of just want to get it to where it kind of fills up that bottom well. All right, and then we're going to close this. And then it's going to take about 3 minutes for it to cook, so if you want to just go ahead and put it on hold, we'll cook some up, and then we'll show you when we get done here. All right, welcome back. So here are the chaffles that are already made up. They smell really nice and savory because we put that bagel seasoning in there. The thing you want to remember, these are going to be really good if you want to use them for sandwiches. Like I said, you could use them, put a little cheese on top, melt them, use them for your garlic bread. I think you could easily do grilled cheese on these, so put some cheese in the middle, butter them, and grill them in your pan. So chaffles are just a way to really kind of change up your diet if you're trying to do keto or you're trying to do gluten-free. So these would both classify into that. So for the 1 cup of cheese, 2 eggs, I made about 3 chaffles. There was a little extra, so there's a baby chaffle here. And these should freeze really well too. So if you have some time, you want to make up a bunch of them and then have them ready in the freezer, then you just pull them out, pop them in your toaster like your Eggos, and then you'll be ready to go. So thanks for listening this week. We hope that you enjoy this recipe, and remember that you should subscribe to our channel, like, share it with your friends. We want to get the word out so that people can make tasty treats that aren't going to increase their blood sugar for our diabetic patients and are a little bit on the healthier side. So have a good week and remember to make good choices.